Welcome back to Moose on the Loose, my second channel here. If you're not familiar, I have a main channel you can check out, but on this channel I want to test out some other content, some other ideas, exploring a little bit more global and just maybe some different formats here. And today what I want to talk about is the WEF and the digital service tax. See, what's happening in Europe right now is they're starting to roll out this digital service tax, and some of the countries are starting to push back on it. Right now, I believe it's Portugal, Hungary, and Poland who all have digital service tax implemented. There's a graphic here that shows this. All the ones in pink are implemented. In Canada, Chrystia Freeland has talked about the digital service tax and how it would be retroactive back to, what was it, 2021? So companies would have to pay going all the way back. Now this tax is for big companies that make a lot of money, hundreds of millions, but once they put this in, you know, this is a WEF kind of thing. This is their kind of protocol, their global domination. Once they put this in, start taxing the big companies, you know they're going to come down with a digital service tax for everyday people. And maybe it won't be 3%, maybe it'll be 1% or 2%. But it's just a slippery slope. Once they kind of get their foot in, they're going to continue pushing with this stuff. So looking at this map, you can see the pink ones, Poland, Hungary, and Portugal are all currently implemented digital service tax. The green is repeal contingent, and then the blue is proposed, announced. So you got Norway, Latvia, a bunch of other countries here. On the face value, this DST should be good for all these countries, including our own. They would take from the big corporations like Facebook, Google, etc., and then have more tax dollars for us. But I just feel that there's something nefarious behind this WEF, Klaus Schwab, digital service tax. Now, if we look at this article here, Peru implemented one of the first DSTs in 2007 with a 30% withholding tax on payments for digital services made to non-resident businesses. Since then, 38 other countries have proposed or implemented some form of DST, including France, Italy, United Kingdom, etc. Another article here saying that Nepal has a digital service tax coming in July 17th of this year, and it states the Inland Revenue Department of Nepal released a notice for non-resident supplying services in the country starting July 17th. Digital service providers including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and others will be required to register in Nepal. 2% DST for non-resident service providers. Non-resident individuals will be charged a 2% digital service tax on the transaction value of electronic services offered to Nepalese customers. However, annual transactions for digital services up to NPR 2 million will be exempt. So it's basically, they've got a bit of an exemption there, but it's rolling out in more and more countries. To me, this just seems like a way for governments to scoop off some cash off the big five, the big companies out there, as well as the big marketing agencies, anyone who's kind of up in the $900 million of gross revenue. One thing I worry about is if you start taxing these companies, say Netflix, for example, with an extra 2% in Nepal and 3% in Turkey, etc., most likely they're going to start passing that along back to the customers. It's just like the carbon tax here in Canada. If you tax the company providing the service, people still want the service, they'll pay for it. They're just going to up the price. It's just going to end up costing consumers more. The government's just getting greedy, wanting extra dollars, which will come straight out of the taxpayers' pockets. Going through a list here of all the countries and their digital service taxes, or what's proposed, it seems most countries are floating around the 1 to 3%, kind of around 2%. There's some countries, it's like Brazil is 1 to 10%, and it varies based on different things. Like, for example, Hungary, it's just on advertising, where others it's just online services in general. It varies quite a bit, actually. Digital service in Polonia, they apparently have 7% on digital services, where you've got Portugal 7% on video streaming services, so that would be Netflix. If we look at other countries like Sierra Leone has 1.5% on digital and electronic services, where Poland has audiovisual media services, audiovisual commercial communications at 1.5%. So it gets very muddy with all these different countries and what they're deciding to put a digital service tax on. I think globally this is just going to make everything more expensive. As I stated, it's like the carbon tax here in Canada. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you think this will be a good thing for all these 38 countries, or is it just more WEF, Klaus Schwab nonsense? Leave it down below. Thanks for stopping by here, watching to the end of the video. Be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications here. Let's try to build up this channel here. I'm building this up as a backup channel because I'm neurotic like that. Since I had my main one that took 8 years to build deleted, I'm kind of paranoid now. So if you could just subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Stay warm, stay fed. I'll see you guys in the next one.